Hi folks, welcome to this Sunday's Sunday Catechism. We've looked at the offices of Christ, we've looked at his humiliation, that was last week, and now we come to question 28 from this. Let me read it to you. What was Christ's exaltation? Christ's exaltation was his rising again from the dead on the third day, going up into heaven, sitting at the right hand of God the Father, and coming to judge the world on the last day. So, we've seen that Christ's humiliation was being born as a human being, born in poverty, made subject to the law, the miseries of this life, suffering the wrath of God, the cursed death of the cross, buried and remaining. But his exaltation is him being raised from the dead. And the proofs texts are this, and the ascension and the coming again. So 1 Corinthians 15 verse 4, he was buried and he rose again on the third day. Psalm 68, you have ascended on high. You have received gifts from men, even for those who are rebellious. On the day of Pentecost, in Acts 2 verse 11, Peter says, well, David didn't ascend, but Jesus has ascended. And Ephesians 4 verse 8, again quoting this psalm, he has ascended up on high, he's led captive. So there's this idea of glorious triumph. Up from the grave he arose with a mighty triumph over his foes. He arose a victor from the dark domain, and he lives forever with his saints to reign. It's a triumphant picture. He sits at the right hand of God the Father. He's ruling. Psalm 110, which is the psalm that's most often quoted about Christ in the New Testament. The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your foes your footstool. It's being seated at the right hand of God the Father that, again, his sermon on the day of Pentecost, Peter is saying that sitting at the right hand of God the Father, he's now sent out the Holy Spirit, which you have now seen. And Hebrews 1:3 says, he upholds everything by his power, and he sits at the right hand of the Majesty on high. So you see what's happening? Jesus raised from the dead, Jesus ascending, and Jesus reigning. And then he's coming, of course. The Son of Man, Matthew 16:27, shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels. Or Acts 17:31. He's appointed a day when he's going to judge the world with righteousness. So Christ's exaltation consists in this: resurrection from the dead, ascension into heaven, sitting at the right hand of God the Father, and coming again as the judge. The one who was judged for our sin, coming as the judge for those who do not accept him and want to be judged for their own sin. I think these two questions 27 and 28, are just great questions for summarizing the Christian gospel and who Christ is. I hope you agree, and I hope that you can reflect and meditate on these things, especially as we come towards Christmas and we see that who is he in yonder stall? At whose feet we humbly fall. 'Tis the Lord, the King of glory. And he descended, but he ascended, and he's now exalted. Christ, the exalted one. And we sit with him in the heavens as well. But we'll come on to that. God bless you, and see you next week. Bye.